Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer and I'm 29 years old. I live in Sweden, which is in Europe. I know there is a city in US that is called Sweden. That is not where I live. I live in Europe, in between of Norway, Denmark and Finland, or Sumi, and Germany lays beneath our country too. So now you know that at least about me. And you see the title Luna and her history. This video I did on my own language, which is Swedish or Sweden. Anyway, I did that video on my own language way back in the beginning of my YouTube channel. And I thought I wanted to translate this video to English because many of you who are looking at my videos or friends that I know who are English speaking doesn't understand Swedish. It sounds gibberish for you even. I don't know what it sounds like for you. Anyway, I wanted to do this video on English as well because her history is such a beautiful ending. And it begins with the horrible start of her life, but it became a beautiful ending, at least for me and Luna. Luna is my cat. She was born in July 15, 2017, which means that on this July 15 this year, she will be 2 years old. And she is the most amazing cat in my life. She saved me from a depression at the time that I got her because around 5 months prior, nearly 5 months, the previous cat I had was my sister's original cat that became mine. Anyway, she passed away in my lap March 27, 2017. Sorry. She died in my lap in the middle of the night after crying out twice. And I figured out that she is going because she had signs before that she was ill. And that night she had 2 seizures. And how I knew that she had those 2 seizures was because all over her fur she had drool all over. And I just knew that was epileptic seizure that she had. And while I called my dad, because I didn't want to be alone, first of all, and I didn't want to hear his or my mom's voice on the other end while she passed. And I was very lucky that my dad answered the phone almost immediately as I phoned him. And as I spoke with him, I told him that Elsa, that was my previous cat's name, that she was going. And he asked, "What do you mean she is going?" He was quite newly awake and quite disoriented about everything. So I told him she has had probably 2 seizures and she's going, her eyes is turning glassy. And he just told me, alright, as soon as she doesn't breathe and no life is seen on her, just put her in the cat box with the towel and the blanket that I had under her on my lap, so I can come and get you. And when he said that, I noticed that Elsa had stopped breathing, and I just knew that she had passed on, that she was gone. And this is a hard story because I miss her still to this day. But she passed away in my lap around 2:20 a.m. in the middle of the night. March 31st, 2017. And that same day my dad took her to be cremated, because that is all what we all have done, except for the first cat we ever had as a family, which was Lucas. That was my parents' first cat. And that you can see Luna in the background. She reacts on my emotions a lot. And she is also very sensitive for the paranormal. Just a glimpse. Anyway, back to Elsa's story. When I finally saw and could feel that there was no heartbeat, her breathing didn't come on, I just knew that she was gone. And I tried to close her eyes because I didn't like to see the eyes of the cat, of Elsa, being dead. I couldn't do that, unfortunately. So I put her in my cat box or transport box rather. And I walked out with my bag with clothes for the day, because I was going to my work that same day also. And I got about 4 hours maximum of sleep that night. And my dad, amazing man he is, he took Elsa to be cremated with my big brother, because they had to go to work that day, and they started work a lot later than I did. Anyway, he took that, and my mom, my sweet mom, an angel of all, she came home to my place, which is where I filmed this anyway. She came home here, she removed all signs except for the cat tree and a few cat toys. She put it away so I didn't have to see it. She took away the cat litter box and the cat litter in the box that was left in it. And then she cleaned everything in my apartment. Thank you, Mom, again for that. Because later that day, after 4 hours, I had enough of doing work because I hadn't slept that much. So I was both physical tired, but I also was mentally tired and unstable in my head because of what happened during that night. So my boss, he told me, go home, you have done a great job today. Just to be staying back for 4 hours is just a good work for you, so go home, he said. So I came home to very empty and quiet. I was used to hear Elsa meow. When I came home, she will run to the door and meow and stroking around my legs like an 8 a lot. That was her way to say, hey mama, you're home. And that is something I missed very much. And even before Elsa died, I had told my mom that as soon as Elsa is gone, I want to start the search for a new cat that will be my cat in my name and no one else. And my mom was the sweetest mom, and she told me, if that is what you want, then we will try for that goal. And I was really happy about that, and I knew Elsa was happy too, because she didn't mind me talking about it out loud. If I spoke on the phone, on the speaker, with my mom or my dad or my sisters or my brother or someone in my family overall, or even friends, that I wanted a new cat as soon as Elsa was gone. So during that time I also has chosen a name. If I ever would get a female cat, her name would be Luna. A male cat, I didn't get what I wanted for a name, at least a male name for a cat. If it was the chance to get a male cat as my first cat, I didn't know what would be his name. but the female cat's name was set as to be Luna. And when I got Luna, I just knew that Luna was her name, and that was her name. And that was the name she got. And that summer, after Elsa had died, I started the battle to find a cat. In the beginning, I had talked about getting a British short hair cat. Those cats with the pressed in nose and very big burly face. Really sweet kids or cats overall. But the cost for one was a lot, about 7,000 to 9,000 ish. And I just dropped that. Maybe in the future I can maybe get one. I don't know, but it's a future plan to maybe get a cat of that sort. And then I went to a different organization that takes in cats and different animals overall in their facilities across the Sweden. But the one rule they had was, if you are going to have a cat, you need to take 2. And I just thought, no way. 2 cats in this small apartment that I live in, it's not gonna work at all. It's too small for 2 cats. Even for 1 cat it's quite small, but for 1 cat it could work at least. So I jump out of that idea. And then one day in October 2017, my best friend from high school texted me on Facebook Messenger and told me, this person is looking for people who wants to either adopt or buy cats that have been rescued and saved from different circumstances like abuse, bad homes overall, or been on the street, and etc. etc. And I was intrigued, so I told my best friend, what is this person's name? And she gave me by tagging my name on a post that this woman that I bought Luna from, Indian. And I wrote to her, hey, I heard from my best friend that you have cats or kittens at least, that you want to be rehoming them to better, happier home. And she quickly replied, yeah, I have. I have about 3 kittens and 1 adult. I think it was adult female to rehome. And I thought, well, why don't we speak on Messenger so I can see a picture, if you have picture of these cats and kittens that you have to rehome. So we did, and I got to see the picture of my Luna, and I just fell in love. I just knew, this is it, this is my cat. And I immediately called to my mom and told her about this whole story. And my mom said, well, I want to see these pictures and I want to speak with this woman as well. So I linked her name as well to this post that she had done, and my mom asked some own question to this woman, and she got to see the picture because I could send them to her. And then I asked this person that I bought Luna from how much she wanted for their cat, and she told me 1,300, and I thought, pretty okay, but also a high price. And she explained that the high price is because, first of all, I'm going to transport it to you, to your apartment, that where you live. I also will ship her, vaccinate her, and make sure she is okay beforehand. And I just thought that's really good to do beforehand, because all cats and kittens need to be searched through, so you don't find any diseases, or they have not been shipped or earmarked beforehand or something like that. And she did all that for me. She even demasked Luna beforehand. She forgot to do it the second time, so she sent home a second pill for me to push down in Luna's throat a week later. Anyway, she came to my apartment with Luna and one other cat that was with her. Anyway, she came in here and opened the cat box, a transport box that Luna was in. She walked very slowly and very shyly out and started to sniff a bit. When I sat here on my bed, my mom sat here on the couch behind me, and the person I bought Luna, she sat on the floor, so she was in floor level with Luna. And Luna surprised us all three that day, because she jumped up to my lap, sat on my lap, and I stroked her head very gently like this, because I wanted to let her know that I'm an okay person, I'm sweet and I'm kind, much kinder than the man you used to be with. And she started licking my fingers, and my mom and the person I bought Luna from dropped their jaw. At least the person I bought Luna, she dropped her jaw because she couldn't believe her eyes of what Luna did at that moment overall. Then she jumped down from my lap, and I thought maybe she's going to go around and sniff around and make an adventure of herself. No, she jumped up to my mom's lap this time, and she started purring and licking her fingers as well. And we was so shocked, all of us, including the woman I bought Luna from. She was even more shocked. Her jaw dropped even further than I had her. And then she jumped down and she started to adventure around, sniff around, make herself a better home. And that was it. Luna became mine that day. And she is amazing cat. She has come so far from the abused, scared cat that she was at the time. Because the man who had her originally, he abused all his cats. I believe he has had about 25 to 30 cats, maybe even more, in that apartment that he lived with, all these cats and kittens in his apartment. And they got to suffer the worst abuse ever. He beat, he kicked, he slapped, he took chokehold, and he did everything to all cats, especially female cats and the kittens overall. And when the woman I bought Luna from came there with other person in the same organization she worked voluntarily with, he had killed 4 cats by either strangling them or starving them to death. And they laid on a pile in the hallway of his apartment. And right beside them, he had ceiling full with cat litter box full of poop and peed clumps of the cat litter stopped up to the ceiling, and was disgusting, she said. She was horrified and so angry, which I am still to this day. I hate to talk about her previous life. I hate talk about how she was treated with this man overall. I hope he can rot in hell for what he has done to these cats and kittens, because he literally destroyed many of those cats' life forever, because they were so frightening, shy and scared for anything. And Luna, besides being afraid of men and being afraid of foot and feet, or feet overall, and hand coming up from above. She had also a separation anxiety, extreme separation anxiety. She didn't like to be left alone at all in the beginning when she became mine. And I bought Feelyway, which is a pheromone that you can put in your sockets in the kitchen or anywhere where you have sockets, and it will spread out this authentic synthetic smells of the cat's own pheromones that will make them calm and feel safe and feel homey within the space that they are now living in. And that took 1 day to start working, and 1 day later, after I bought that, which cost a lot of money, at least from my perspective it cost a lot of money, but so well worth it. She was a complete different cat overall. I could leave my home for hours. The longest that I was for first time gone from my apartment was 10 hours, and that was Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, because I had to go to my parents' place to celebrate Christmas, and she was left alone, and I had my radio on, and she was so calm, and she felt so safe and so home because she had that plugged in. And after that had ended its course, because it only lasted for a month, I thought maybe I should try to see if she can make it without it here at home. And I did, and she did phenomenal job of being alone. And I even have been away for days without being home. I have been with my best friend this fall for 3 days, almost 4, and she did amazing job being alone. My mom and dad and my brother did amazing job to come home here and be here for a few hours to say, at least be with her, and so she had company for a few hours per day while I was gone. I also was away to London for Harry Potter studio tour for 5 days with my mom and sisters. It was a girls' trip, and it was amazing. I took so many pictures in there in the studio of Harry Potter, and Luna did amazing job at the time too, to be alone. She was really a trooper and a true star, and she's my everything. She's my daughter more than just a cat for me. She is my family than just a cat. And since then she's just grown and grown, not in size of the body overall, but she has grown so much mentally. And she, for the first time, about 6 months or even more than that, she let my dad to hold her for the first time. In the beginning she was very stiff and didn't know who he was at all, and was a bit scared. But he showed her with some pets and with a cuddle that he was not an evil man, and she loves him a lot. She does. She is an amazing cat. She has come so far in her growth as a cat, and mentally she is amazing. She still has this yowling period that she meows a lot, which I think is just for attention, and that she wants to have me as cuddling person. She loves to come and lay and cuddle and purr like crazy in my lap. Most of the time she lays here on my chest, And sometimes she does what my previous cat did, Elsa, and that was to snuggle up and have her head into my neck and sniff my neck. She loves that. She also loves when I have newly fresh washed hair. She will do like this and start to lick my hair and bite it and stuff like that, but that's normal, at least for me, because that is just showing how much she loves you. It's a classic sign of all cats. If they lick or bite or nib at you most of the time, they are in love with you and they trust you and they feel safe with you most of everything. And that is what Luna is. She's feeling safe and she feels very much love. She is very spoiled, I must say. She gets everything that she wants and more sometimes. She gets her favorite wet food as well, the dry food. She gets her toys that she loves to play with, which I have noticed that she loves. She gets more of those, and the others that she doesn't like that much, either they be donated or gifted, or I throw them out if they are badly damaged. And that is her life right now, and she is amazing. I love Luna with everything in my heart and soul. So now you know Luna's history. I hope you have listened on this video from the beginning to this point. I hope you will subscribe, because more of these English speaking videos will be coming out very soon on my channel. I have to sit down and repeat what I told in that video that I did on my own language to English. So until next time, please subscribe, please like or comment any question or anything else you want to know about me or Luna or anything else. But I should say this, as long as I have not gotten approval of my family or friends to use their name, they will be anonymous in my videos. So until next time, I hope you have a great time and I see you in the next time. Bye!